Colin Kyle. I am your professional game master for Geek Therapeutics instructor tonight, and we're going to be playing some Fate Core specifically. And so yeah, we've got 5 players tonight, and so yeah, and we're going to play specifically a game called Rockalypse, which is a game made by the brilliant Eric Simon, and it is a Fate supplement, because Fate is a very it is a universal role-playing system is the idea, and so you can do I'm getting a little reverb. There we go. And we are, yes, and so Fate is a universal role-playing system, and so you can do basically whatever you want in that, which is the idea. And so but it's good to really kind of zone in on what you want to do with it. And so because I kind of think of Fate like a piano. It's a very general instrument. You can do a lot of stuff with it, but some songs are better off for other instruments. And so it's not necessarily, you shouldn't necessarily force any game idea, any setting, you know, it shouldn't necessarily be forced into Fate, but it's a great blank canvas that I really like. So if you are, especially, it's what a lot of game designers, you guys probably won't be messing with this too much as therapists, but game designers really like Fate because it's a blank canvas for pitching game ideas. You know, do I want to play Avatar: The Last Airbender on Mars? You know, instead of statting up that whole game, you know, just throw it in Fate and run it. So that's kind of a game design thing. But you guys can also, one of the reasons why I thought it would be good for Geek Therapeutics is because if you guys do come up with a really cool idea that you want to homebrew that's really out of the box, and you know, I'd love to play this game with my patients, you could just pick up Fate and play tested it kind of in that. So but that's a little down the line, because yeah. And so basically mostly the way Fate works is, and feel free to pop in for questions whenever you feel like it, but the way Fate works is that it is usually through these supplements. And so people will make a they take the Fate base rules and they say, all right, we're going to tweak them a little bit, we're going to homebrew it. It's basically like published homebrews kind of things. And so there are some famous ones out there, like if you've heard of the Dresden Files, there's a big one that's really beautifully done and is quite kooky. And then there's like Agents of the Century, and so there's some really good Fate supplements out there that you can find. But I recommend starting with Rockalypse because it's a really good Spirit of the Century, really good example on how to get people into Fate. And it's also like a really great, just they've never played role-playing games before, kind of freaked out about it, they don't know what they're doing. Fate lets you be really malleable to entice them into opening up and getting into it, because you can let them have a lot of narrative control in what they're going to play. So and yeah, and also like if they're just like, I'm not into this thing, it's like, cool, all right, let's just play with the world a little bit, play with their character. And that's and Fate intentionally works that way. And so it's very malleable, but you got to have some foundations, and that's why I think it's good to use a solid supplement, have a basic idea, and then move on to it. If you want to do Doctor Who in Fate, go for it. That can, you know, time travelers, but that is some open-ended stuff right there. So I like Rockalypse. It's very grounded. Everybody knows about rock and roll. Rockalypse is the game of music, the post-apocalyptic game of musical conflict. And so it's the end of the world. The end of the world has come and gone. Shreds of humanity are surviving, and it's kind of this cartoonish world, almost like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or like Tank Girl, or it doesn't quite make sense, but it's, you know, it's the rule of cool for many things. And so, but basically the idea is that you guys play these this world, instead of having it be full of violence and murder, I mean, it's full of sacrifice and like scarce resources, but for some reason nobody actually punches anybody or shoots anyone. um, you all conflict is solved musically, and so if you bump into somebody in the wasteland bar, instead of slugging them or them slugging you, you guys pull out your cool guitars. You have a little standoff, little rock off in the bar, and that's just kind of the way of the world. And so all of the other patrons understand how this goes. And if it's a big enough deal, maybe you can like bring in other people as background singers, like galvanize. Like you can really like get creative and play up things. You know, hit the wall and suddenly it unfolds, and there's a bunch of PAs. Like it's Fate allows you to get weird with stuff, which I really like. And so and this gives you a good kind of cartoonish palette to play with. But the idea is, instead of having your like Mad Max style tricked out cars, you have your cool Mad Max tricked out musical instruments type stuff and band. That's how you travel across the wasteland. And so it's a very flexible system. And so we're gonna and part of it also is there's lots of different kinds of apocalypses. And so just like there's a bunch of different kinds of music, this game can be really kind of adjusted to be, you know, it doesn't necessarily has to be rock. If your person is like, I really don't like rock and roll, I'm much more of like a hip hop head or something like that. Like I've never listened to Led Zeppelin and I'm never going to. You never have to have any of that stuff. And so there's ways to just kind of adjust this. And it does rely a little bit on improv, but I like having a structure, and I'll show you guys after the session. We'll talk about kind of some of the tricks and things like that you can do to make up things on the fly. And so yeah. And so yeah, the idea is to have a little bit of what kind of Fate is, how it works on the bones, how we work it in specifically Apocalypse, and then we'll get into the actual game. Because yeah, Fate's a fun little system, and it's a lot arguably user-friendly and more streamlined than you might call like some of the other Roll20 systems or whatever. I'm not here to be competitive, but that's the bit. And so yeah, and so the idea is it's fate. It's about following your fate. And that's what creates the drama in the system and the idea of the game. And so characters have it's got kind of a betting, like there's dice rolling, but it's almost got kind of a betting mechanic where we're going to be accumulating points and spending them and stuff like that. And it's true. Yes, thank you. Let's talk actual apocalypses. And so we've got a few different wastelands, and I'd like to a few different kinds of apocalypses. I'd like to hear what you guys are kind of interested in. I sent out the notes beforehand. We've got the wasteland, which is the Mad Max style wasteland. We've got the streets of Cyber City, which is the post-apocalyptic, the cyberpunk kind of hip hop style synth world. Aliens from Dimension X. Aliens have just invaded the world, and Pandemonium, Hell, the Agents of Hell walk the earth, and then Rock and Roll High School, because it's got to have the Rock and Roll High School experience. And so there's a lot of apocalyptic experiences that can happen in high school. So is anyone interested in kind of one of those in particular? We can mix them up and match them together. That's the part of the fun of Rockalypse.
I think Neo Tokyo and Pandemonium. That sounds pretty fun.
Ooh, I like that. So we've got a vote for the Cyber City and Pandemonium. That's sweet.
Pandemonium is Devils and Demons. I like that one.
Yep. Armies of hell have risen.
Sounds good. Rock and roll.
Excellent. What was that?
I was saying, I do like a good cyberpunk.
Excellent. Yes, great. So let's do those crossed, and I really like that a lot. So let's do Pandemonium Neo Tokyo, and that's great. And so the world of Fate is built on aspects, and so we pick some aspects from this, and so for the and then I will put them on the game board, and they will get some points on them that you guys can use. And so we've got sealed away behind for the streets of Cyber City. We've got sealed away behind their money. So that means we've got a tiered society. What's your where? Bunch of hardware, bunch of technology floating around. Ragtag, bunch of street toughs. That's you guys. And then smash the state before it smashes you. And these are the different aspects of the world that you guys will be picking out for the game. We'll pick one or two, and aspects are intended to be interpreted both positively and negatively. And so these are things that you can use to get bonuses, or they're things that I can use against you. So yeah, I said those maybe a little fast, but we've got sealed away behind their money, a tiered society, which is kind of a classic cyberpunk thing. What's your where? Which is hardware, lots of technology, lots of futuristic stuff like that. Ragtag, bunch of street toughs. So that you guys experiencing the kind of the underworld, and then smash the state before it smashes you. And because the state is coming for you.
Yeah. What's your where and smash the state sound fun?
Both of those.
Down with the man.
Wonderful.
What's your where?
Excellent. And so if we were playing in person, you guys write down a sticky note or a note card. And when you play Fate, you want to have like a bunch of tokens. And so these tokens are going to represent fate points. And so we write down these different aspects of the world, and they come with 2 fate points on them. We use these guitar picks, and those are 2 free evokes, which means that you can, when you're making a skill check, that lets you add a bonus to your roll as long as you involve the aspect in the reason. And so we'll get into that more into play as we go. Excellent. And then we have got Pandemonium. All right, so possible aspects. It's hell on earth, man. And so that's very digging into the agents of hell really being around there. Devil went down Georgia, and so the devils are there, but you can they're gambling devils. And then we invented paperwork, and so they are like hell is bureaucracy in that case. And so it's a bunch of Vogons around, and then the promised land of rock. That is yes, you are in hell, but you can work your way through hell, and at some point there is the promised land. There is Dante emerging. So either any of those calling to people?
Gotta be with hell on earth for sure.
Yeah.
Devil went down in Georgia.
Yeah. Anything from Josh or Jordan, maybe?
I like the first one.
Excellent.
Good. Bureaucratic one.
Excellent. Oh man. All right. Let's do that. It's hell on earth, man. So I get a lean. lean into a very hellish world. Grew up Catholic, so you know. And so that's great. And then bureaucracy, and I get to get my vogue on. And so that is the and so you use these to be the building blocks of the world, and it is and you guys will be able to make aspects that are aspects that apply to scenes, aspects apply to yourselves. Everything in Fate is basically an aspect. And so if you get a cool new guitar, it's a new aspect of your character. And so that's their solution, basically, for kind of what how the world works. Everything is just nested aspects. And so similarly, you guys have your characters, and you guys live in this Neo Tokyo world. Maybe that was the armies of hell have brought technology, or maybe technology was one of the things that led the armies of hell to rise up. And but whatever it is, they have come with a bunch of paperwork. And so maybe you guys need to get the sweet demonic technology. Maybe you have to fill out a lot of paperwork. I don't know. You guys can kick around how that goes in your own minds. And but yes, and we've assigned your characters. We've got everybody but the background everything. And everyone is going to start out with 3 fate points. And so those are, I'm going to put 3 guitar picks next to each of your characters. And those are going to represent your fate points. And so you can use them to evoke your personal aspects. You have them on your character sheet, or anyone can use spend a fate point to evoke the world aspects. And you spend points to get bonuses, and you gain points by following your fate. So if you do something particularly fatey that applies to your character, I will reward you with a fate point. And or if you want to get fate points yourself, you can self-compel, where you say, like, I have this cool aspect, and I see a risk that I can take, and it's very in line with my character. So I want to I'll take a risk, and I want a reward. So if anybody's getting bored, feel free to, or wants resources, you can lean into your character, and in Fate, you kind of weave your way through by doing risky things and then getting rewards and then narrowly getting out of them. So yes. And so you all have aspects on your characters, and I would like you, all of you, to think about, you're living this cyberpunk pandemonium, and think about another aspect for your character. It's going to be like a short sentence, doesn't even have to be a full sentence. It is something that is fairly relevant to this world, and the idea would be something that can be open-ended and interpreted either way. So that way I can use it against you, or we can use it as a bonus for you.
I tossed one into the Roll20 chat if that works for you as an example.
Perfect. Short attention span. Yes, sir. And so we could, short attention span is a nice one. And so that's something that I can easily use against you, or you can use it as something where I think you'd be pretty observant. In that point, I think it'd be hard to sneak up on you, because you're going to be constantly looking around and doing kind of stuff. So I like that a lot. And Sean, you are playing our Mix Master, I do believe. Excellent. A short attention span Mix Master. And so all of you will be doing challenging, awesome rock and roll, post-apocalyptic things. and I'll make you roll for them. There'll be difficulties, and you'll say, well, I have a better chance of doing that because of my short attention span. I'm going to spend a fate point. I'm going to have plus two to my roll. And you can spend as many fate points as you want to. All of these are free evokes on the aspects of the world. And then you guys will be making more aspects for the scenes. So Josh T gets impulsive, our impulsive bassist. Excellent. Regardless, yes. Good. Jordan is constantly networking, never taking a break. Oh man, I love it. Good, because you are our stage manager and you are always hustling. That's great. And then we got Michael S, implacably expressionless. Excellent. Yeah, nothing faces you, or at least it looks like it. Excellent. Good. And so these are ideas that you guys can draw from and get bonuses on. And so you can think about kind of the name of your character, who you are, but I want to, and then I guess go around and tell me a little bit about, let's introduce these characters. Yes, Michael. Thank you. I really love Ghost. So he's got the guitarist from a metal band called Ghost, and I love it. Thank you. And so let's we're formulating this world. So let's have people go through and introduce their characters a little bit, and then we'll talk about who your band is, because I want to know what the high concept and what the trouble is for your band.
I'll jump in here first.
So thank you.
My character's name is Kazu. See, I was really, really big into role-playing games growing up, and I always believed myself to be the one to grow up to be the hero. And the way I was going to be the hero is by mixing words and making everyone else become zero.
Yes, exactly. Beautiful. Thank you, Kazu. Excellent. That's your mix master. Anyone want to go next?
Sure, I'll go. Nitro 9. Just the name he goes by. People are looking for him, so he wears a mask all the time. Man, a few words. Why speak when a few explosive licks could say what you need to?
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Good. And Greg, I like your aspect. Hell ain't got no style. Good. Yes, and I like that. You can outstyle the agents of hell. But maybe it's hard to, I think I can use that against you. That's good. All right. Oh, we got a Captain Awesome over here. That's a good name.
Why hide it?
That's right. You want to tell us about Captain Awesome?
Captain Awesome, CA for short.
Good.
He is impulsive, always wants to be in the center of the action, always instigating the action.
Excellent. Good. And we've got the singer of the band and the stage manager left.
I'm the stage manager. You guys just call me by my name, which is Heidi. But if I have to have a band name, my name is Dormant, because I very rarely come onto the stage. But if I have to, I will. Heidi, and my band name is Dormant.
Dormant. Love it.
I guess I'll talk about Jet. I think I'm a she. According to my picture, right? Jet's like kind of a gutter punk rock and roll girl. Yeah, living dirty, but always with style.
Hell yeah. Excellent.
Helen got no style.
Helen got no style. Even in Neo Tokyo, even in the post-apocalyptic future. Excellent. All right. And so the five of you have come together, you work together, you survive together in this post-apocalyptic hellscape. And what kind of music do you guys play? It's the futuristic world. It's a world full of technology and hardware. And but there's a lot of paperwork, and it's a tiered society. And so it is and so you guys, maybe you've got to work within the demon's structure, and because it is hell on earth, man. So what kind of music do you guys want to play? I can stick with classic rock and roll, and we've got a mix master, we've got synths.
I think on the background, whichever we play, I'm going to be working either dub mic mixes or other similar synths into the actual music itself. So I'm going to be doing the blending in the background.
Excellent. So we've got, and in a cyberpunk future, there is going to be tons of resources to work with, to sample from and draw from. And so that's a great foundation for the band.
Nitro 9 will play anything. He's got a guitar for every occasion.
Love it.
So, random pitch for you. If we want to have fun with this, we can call our band the Everything Bagel, and we can do every single type of genre out there.
I like that. Other ideas, or we can roll with the Everything Bagel?
I like that idea because I can really hype that up. Like, they got everything. They've got everything. They can do everything.
Just so long as you guys follow my lead, that's all I'm asking.
Awesome. Good. Excellent. And so I like the Everything Bagel. But you've got a trouble, right? It's not all as perfect for Everything Bagel. And so what is the trouble within this band?
Oh man, maybe the Demons and Devil Bureaucrats outlawed breakfast.
Or maybe like you can only eat breakfast foods at breakfast. And allowed.
Oh hell no! I'm eating some pancakes for dinner.
Rebel, yeah, Rebel breakfast. Oh my god, excellent! All right, I like that. I like Rebel breakfast. Very Billy Idol, or whatever you guys want to call it. It's your band. Excellent. And so that's your trouble, is that at your shows, the demons will show up and bust you because you are promoting breakfast outside of sanctioned times. So is there like a breakfast spread at your shows, like for the audience? A catered show? Guess maybe that's something what Heidi could do some of that if you wanted to in the background. As a stage manager. Anyways,
Breakfast
great.
buffet, man. Breakfast buffet.
That's right. Everybody loves a good breakfast buffet.
Plate full of bacon.
It's got everything I need. Excellent. And so that is beautiful. So we've got this world. You guys are dodging the demons. You guys are surviving because this world it's a world full of rock, and it doesn't need to make sense because it just rocks. And so tell me a little bit. You guys are in your practice space. There is a big Battle of the Bands coming up in the near future. And it's a big underground show down in the depths of Neo Tokyo. All the biggest, baddest bands are going to be there. Obviously, Heidi has set up for you guys to be there. She's been hyping, working hard. And so, but you guys, obviously, you got to get, it's a big thing. It's the biggest show you guys have done yet, but you need an edge, right? How is the Everything Bagel going to step things up? Like, what do you guys need? Do you guys need some new equipment? Do you guys maybe need some background singers, a new light system? What it's a post-apocalyptic world, so you guys are strapped for supplies or strapped for cash. What are you guys missing?
Oh no. Hey, Heidi, do you think that we will be playing underground, or will we be loud and proud out in the front and center?
Well, I know if we're loud and proud out in center, it's a lot of paperwork that I have to fill out beforehand. But if we want to really give it to the man, I could, fill out the paperwork, but only like half of it, or, be incoherent on it, things like that. But because we're Everything Bagel, I think we should be out and proud.
What if we were to like find a way to design a all-day breakfast app so they can find us?
Airplane drop bagels, man. Airplane drop bagels.
I even like the idea of like midnight or something like that, and we eat our breakfast whenever the hell we want to, even if it's at 12 o'clock at night.
Excellent. So you got maybe you got the political edge that maybe some of the other band members, that the other bands can't compete with. Music has always been political, right?
Yeah. So it sounds like maybe what we need to do is settle on a location and figure out where we can actually get our name out there right before the Battle of the Band, so we can get our supporters to show up.
Sweet. Love it. Excellent. I like that. Yeah, because I mean, it's a giant old cyber city, and there is all kinds of different locations that you could find to really, you could pick the amplification, make sure your sound's right, do the testing, make sure there's the power hookups, all of that stuff. And so this sounds like maybe you guys could do or you guys are going to be maybe surveying some stuff. How does the band get around? Do you guys have a band van, or are you public transing it in the cyber city because it's an oppressive state?
If you guys don't speak up, I'm going to keep making puns, just so you know. So I'm going to go ahead and roll with the McBand van.
It's a 1970s Volkswagen.
Good. Excellent.
I walk.
What was that?
I'll walk.
Oh,
we strap him to the top.
Excellent. Well, I mean, you gotta have enough space for Nitro 9 because he packs so many guitars. He's got a guitar for every occasion.
He refuses to leave them behind, so we strap him to the top with the guitars.
Going anywhere. You never know what will happen. You guys always got to travel with your gear.
I'll van, sir.
Excellent. Excellent. And so you guys are gonna go and start surveying sweet spots. Better than than just the standard venue that you guys have played before. You guys really want to take it up a notch. And I like that idea. And so you guys start driving the streets of Cyber City and of Neo Tokyo, and you're in your 70s Volkswagen, and it is slow compared to the other carbon fiber monstrosities that are around you, that are electrical powered, demon on wheels type things.
We need to pick up the pace. We need a good rhythm to keep going, moving faster.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Wait, I'll play us faster.
You'll play us faster. I love it. I love it. Excellent. And so that is, you can do a roll for this. And so you can crack open your character sheet, because in Fate, in Roll20, they've got this rigged up pretty well, so it'll do the rolls for you. And so you don't have to worry about the messing with the Fate dice yourself. And so we have, and so what you're going to be doing, sounds like you are going to set up a melody for us, probably. And so before you do that, are you going to evoke any of your aspects on yourself, or cash in any of these aspects of the world or your band?
Oh, I'm going to pick the right guitar for this occasion.
Excellent.
One with flames on it.
Yes.
Flames make things go faster.
That matters. Yes. Perfect. And obviously you're playing on the top of the
Dance surfing.
Excellent. And so we use that one, and so that'll give you at least a +2, and you're using melody, which you are good in, and so you have a +3 from that already. So that's a total of +5 for your bonus. And that is awesome. And in this case, you are creating an advantage for your team. And so cool. Do you want to throw in any other fate points or roll with this?
I think we'll roll with this.
Sounds perfect. All right. So click the little plus symbol next to melody. All right. Yep. All right. So you got a 4, and then we're going to add +2 on top of that for a 6. And you created, we have what they call the ladder, and of the ladder of possible results. And so a 6 is a fantastic job. And so you created a melody. What is this going to be called? Driving melody? Yeah.
Driving force. Yeah.
Good. All right.
Can I get on the
Highway to Hell
with him and belt out with him?
Yes, you can. Awesome. And so you're a singer. Excellent.
Yeah. So I'm an intensely upbeat lead singer. So I'm gonna encourage the crap out of him and like do a little like rock dance with him and use my impeccably flashy as well on top of the van.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. And so that's beautiful. And so we will do that with the melody. And so you are using your aspect, impeccably flashy. And anything else to jump in on, to put on this roll?
Well, my voice is power, and that's what we're looking for, right?
That is. All right, so let's throw that down. All right, and so this is going to be a big roll to get stuff going. And so let's do under our singer, hit the plus next to melody.
All right. I do it. All right.
Okay, so you got a 4-2. All right. Good, good, good. And then since you spent 2 fate points on that, you get a +8. So you did a legendary equivalent of the singing. And so that's going to be awesome. And so that is, what are we going to call this new? These are scene aspects. And so they are relevant to the scene. And then afterwards, they will go away from our sweet driving scene. And so what do we call this aspect of your singing, Jet?
Oh, overdriving force.
Overdriving force. Excellent. Overdriving. We've got driving force and overdriving force. It's layered. You see? Excellent. And so we're going to say that one, since you did it legendary, that one's going to have 3 points on it. And excellent. And so as you guys are, who's driving, by the way? Certainly not Nitro and certainly not Jet.
I will be driving because I know my way around the block.
You do know your way around the block. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Good, good. So you are the fiery guitar on top and and Jet belting out the overdriving force gives you this double down bonus. And how is the McBack? What was the name of the van again?
Oh, the McBand van.
McBand van. That's right. Thank you. And so how is that, like, tell me about the speed boost that it's getting. Are flames coming out the back? Like, what does this look like to us as it's getting this double boost?
There are definitely flames.
Definitely flames. I mean, maybe Heidi might know this since she is the stage manager who might be setting this stuff up, actually. But either or. I want the visual of you guys tearing down the highway, and I want to know, like, does something unfold?
I'm pretty sure what's going to be happening here is you're right. We're going to get onto the freeway. We're going to be crossing in and out of traffic. We're picking up the paces. We're leaving scorch marks, even though we're completely accelerating and not braking.
We're on a highway to hell.
We're absolutely going past like the lower hanging signs. They're jumping over them. They're blasting or knocking them down where it makes sense.
The sliding door is just kind of shaking on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Good. And this is you're cruising along, and of course it is it's Neo Tokyo. As you mentioned, we've got low-hanging signs, and so there's tons of advertisements calling out of the coolest new wear to entice your money. And but also it is Pandemonium, and so it is hell on earth, man. And so there are a lot of the other drivers are demons. And there are flying demons around. You guys are creating a disturbance with your dodging in and out and weaving. And you guys are going to draw the attention. You're doing a good job of making a lot of speed. So you draw some attention on here as you're cruising. And so you hear the squeal of tires behind you, and you guys look on your rear view mirror. Actually, it's not even on your rear view mirror. Actually, you see there's smoke coming up behind you, and a screeching beside you comes up one of those like cartoonish looking hot rods with like the big back wheels and the small front wheels, and it's a convertible, and it's got a bunch of like demons in it. There's like 4 or 5 of them. It's a little hard to tell because they're like none of them are wearing seatbelts. Actually, no, they're all wearing seatbelts because they care about the paperwork. They're all wearing seatbelts. But they are and they have even though they are following the regulations, they still have a wild tricked out car. It's got like the big gear shifter and the wheel, and so they are they are clearly like challenging you guys to kind of a race type thing. They start like messing with you as you're driving, and so they are obstructing wherever you're kind of going. They're just like messing with you.
Hit him, Kazu, hit him.
Hey, CA, they're getting in my way. Get up on top and show them how we play. I'm going to keep going ahead and accelerating forward, and I'm going to literally pull a complete maneuvers where I'm going to be swinging around them like it's basically a rock ballad. So
yes, that is
flipping
exactly
around,
the solution.
going reverse instead of forward so we can stare them down.
Oh yeah, I love it. The flip and
Well, I'll play a face melting lick on the guitar aimed at their back tires just to melt the rubber.
oh man, that's awesome. All right. And so we are going to be in musical conflict now because they are screeching at you. You play this face melting lick at them, and they're like, oh man, this is serious. And so they everyone is a rock band in this world, and so their convertible is going to like they kind of jump on the back of it, and they spread out a little bit, and they pull out their own demonic looking instruments, and start to oppose you as they start to play their own. They're probably actually playing before. I should have mentioned that, but it's but the way that musical conflict works in this game is we do it in 4 different phrases, 4 different stages. We don't really do initiative. You pick which basically which phrase, which count in the round you want to go, and then once we go through all 4 counts, we start over. And so the first section is for overcomes, and so that is it's not really relevant in the first round because they haven't really set up any obstacles to you, but they might set up some of those. Right now they are just kind of they are messing with you, and so maybe you could try and overcome some of that stuff if you wanted to, but most importantly that's usually targeted at actual aspects on the table. So count 2 is at advantages, so that's creating advantages, and so that's basically the same thing that you guys have already been doing, but it is specifically for the scene, like this opposing them. And then count 3, you will do the attacks. And then count 4 is defense. And this all happens at the same time for both sides. And so each one's do overcomes, and then create advantages, and then attacks, and then defense all like together. So yes. And so sounds like Nitro is going to be doing an attack where you can reevaluate that if you want to. And then so that's going to be on count 3, and we can and so who wants to, let's not worry about overcomes right now, but and then you guys can sort into basically creating advantages, attacking them, or defending your own band in the McBand van.
I will go ahead and make use of my wordsmith in conjunction with my endless sample library. So this way I can create a massive defense that they can't hope to break through.
Excellent. So Kazu is going to be preparing to defend when the demonic onslaught comes. Excellent. So you're going to be on count 4. What are you guys? We've got Heidi.
Impulsive, I'm jumping right in.
All right. Excellent. And so are you going to be creating advantage or attacking?
I'll attack.
Oh, you will be on attacking. All right, you're on beat 3. Excellent. And because you guys have a number of advantages already, you've especially if you want to try and kind of like blow past them. And so, yeah, and then Heidi, doormat now on stage. Are you thinking of creating advantages?
I know what I want to do. I don't know how it applies to the aspects. I am going to assume we have breakfast foods on in our thing, and I want to pour syrup to see if that messes with them in any way.
That will. I love it. Yes. Great. So that to me sounds like a yeah, that will be creating an advantage to you guys. So that's great. And so you will be going first, then doormat, and so not dormant. It is and so that to me sounds like a resource roll, or crafts. Maybe you're crafting something, you're crafting a slippery road. So let's do that. I like that. So do you want to and so to me that sounds like you've got we could throw in a point from either Everything Bagel, which is the high concept of your band, Breakfast is Your Jam, or the Rebel Breakfast, which is probably the breakfast themed defense, which could be breakfast themed defense mechanisms built into the big band van.
Like Rebel Breakfast, and then I see you said to add the crafts. When you told people to click on Melody for their number, I didn't know where you put that, so I'm not sure where to find crafts.
Yes. So if you on the roll 20, if under the journal, you can open, or you can hit shift click on the face of your
Character sheet.
On the character sheet, shift double click, and then under character sheet, you've got that, and then down under, you'll have to scroll down to the skills part
where it says crafts. Do I click on those?
Yeah, you click the little plus part next to the crafts. Perfect. I heard a boop. Perfect. Great. Nice. And so you rolled a 3, and then since you were throwing another evoke on there, you got a total of 5. And so let's have them roll as the demon. We will do an opposed roll. And so the demon that is trying to drive through your stream of stickiness to see if that works. So he is going to, let's do my roll. Fudge dice. So reroll. Okay. So with his bonuses, he only got a 3. So you beat him by 2 shifts, by 2 points. And so great. Yes. So your sticky syrup stream, are there wheels going to slip, or are they like getting slowed down by the stickiness of this syrup?
I imagine them kind of like slipping on it, and
that makes sense.
A little bit out of control. Yep.
Yes. Excellent. Good. And so I like that a lot. And
can I yell pour some sugar on me?
Thank you. Okay, excellent. So you get a fate point for that. For doing that. Great. And so we yes, excellent. So we have the so they are at a disadvantage. So that's going to be a disadvantage on them. And 2 back. And great. So then we've got our 2 attackers on you guys. So we've got Captain Awesome CA and Nitro 9. And so and then Jet, what did you say you were going to do again?
No, I don't know. Like, so I was questioning because I was thinking I was going to start throwing some trash at them and trying to make them feel bad about themselves.
Oh, I like that.
because hell ain't got no style, and they probably have really shitty guitars and stuff too, and their tech is crap, because that's part of. I'm assuming that's what that means about this world. Like, your tech is garbage. So I'm gonna go full out, like, busting their chops.
Good.
And I don't know if that's an attack or that's like like impeding.
Yeah, let's do it as a let's do that as part of the attack.
Okay.
And so I like that. And so let's have you all three get in on that. And then and so who's gonna open up first? Guitarist, bassist?
I'm definitely going first. Come on now.
All right, absolutely. Captain Awesome is opening up with the bass line.
Best for last. The guitarist take it last.
Love it.
Sick back Nitro.
I gotta let the bassist start the rhythm so that I can master it.
Yes, great. And so you will be attacking. And so you are, what are you? So tell me how Captain Awesome is going to attack them. The demon mobile is kind of screeching around, drifting in Neo Tokyo, as you will, if you will, and so we've got the bass line. Are you climbing out on top of the car, on top of the van? Are you playing inside of the van? Oh, and you're muted.
I am playing on top of the van.
Excellent. Good.
And screaming lines from Little Red Corvette. And calling Prince a pansy.
Excellent. Good. Because as you look over, there's a demon version of Prince in who has been he's real short, so you didn't notice him at first, but now he's like pushed away the other demons. It's like, time for my debut. He has glorious pink shoes. All right, excellent. So you are, and so is this going to be a what skill are you using to attack? According to
Rhythm
rules
roll.
As written, you attack with melody and rhyme. So what's your...
I don't see rhyme on my list. So I think it'll be melody.
Okay. Excellent. Good. And so we've got a melody coming on. And then what aspects and evokes would you like to throw in on this?
So how do I do that?
Yes, excellent. So you pick different aspects either on your character or on the table that will explain, that will help boost why your baseline in this case is particularly penetrating. Because
so can I use the surprisingly extensive repertoire?
Excellent. Yes, which is relevant for the Everything Bagel Band. And so you are bringing out a bass lick that they weren't expecting. And that's excellent. And because you could bring an evoke from the band Everything Bagel, so that everybody is accustomed to you pulling out something really out of left field and you guys roll with it. These are options. Or you've got the driving force, you've got some other things on the table that you can draw from. Just stick with one.
I'm doing the overdriving force for the driving force.
Excellent. All right. So we've got another one from the overdriving force. Excellent, because you've already got momentum built up. And so the layered bass line on top of that is great. So cool. All right. Then let's do a roll with melody for you. And then we'll add 4 on top of that. You guys are getting very consistent rolls. Great. Okay, so we got 8. So this is a legendary attack. And so that is a lot. Love it. And then, so that is your baseline that's coming. And so you are beastie baseline. All right. And then that thunders down. Are we still driving backwards? Is that what's going on?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're still driving backwards and staring them down, which makes sense. Perfect. And so we've got this baseline that thunders in, deals 8, the equivalent of 8 damage. And what's opening up next? We got the, I think we've got Jet talking trash.
Yeah, is there a limit to how many of these aspects I can evoke?
No, you can stack on as many of them as you want to. You just start running out of fate points for the team.
I guess. Well, okay. So I'm just gonna use my hell ain't got no style point, actually.
Excellent.
And start talking trash about them. But I think I'm gonna use that overdrive point, if I can use that, because they know that I did that, right? So I look like I am badass and they're chumps.
Excellent.
It's kind of my aspect for that. But I'm also hoping I can test something out here, because
Please.
I'm going to see if I can use my stunts of throw the hook, because I'm invoking the same aspect as my bass player did.
Fantastic. Good. And that gives you a +2 bonus on top of that. Excellent. As you observed, you guys have stunts. Stunts basically work like kind of like feats in Dungeons and Dragons, and so they are extra abilities that you have that you got on top of just your standard things, but they don't go away. They're just kind of inherent bonuses. So you're going to be getting an extra +2 on top of that because you are tapping into and working together. Love it. So
I think I'll stop there.
that seems reasonable. You got a total of extra +6 on that. And then you're coming in, probably it's either melody or rhyme.
I think I'm melody.
Great.
Let me grab it here. All right. Melody.
Yes. Great. Okay, great. So we got a 5 for you and then another. Okay, so we are, so that is I think you got a total of 11. So we've got 9 from the bassist, 11 from the singer. Excellent. And this is a trash talking lick because hell ain't got no style. Excellent. And you can be overdriving force. You've got the roaring engine of the roaring Volkswagen engine, the sounds of of that amplifying your vocals. And then Nitro 9. Are you still using your flame guitar or are you switching it up?
Oh, I'm going to switch out to a golden guitar.
I like that.
And I want to use 2 stunts if I can.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to use lift me up to levitate in the air over the whole scene.
Awesome.
And I'm going to take a solo.
Oh.
And I'll use from Smash the State to just lay down a sound that just destroys and smashes their vehicle, just like into the ground.
Wow. Phenomenal. Okay, excellent. So we've got a golden guitar that comes out. And so maybe that's
Guitar for every occasion.
Guitar for every occasion. There we go. And wait, no, I grabbed one from What's Your Wear. And so do we want to, and then your anything else? Pull up your singer.
Just the 2 stunts.
Yep, that's plenty. So you can, with this, so no one else can basically attack, so they can only attack you, which is, so you are straight up in front, and then you are playing Lift Me Up. And so that's, oh yeah, you're on the guitarist. Beautiful. Great. So with the golden guitar, oh yeah, take a solo. Great. Use the consequences. Perfect. And then take a solo. Perfect. Take a solo. Great. Love it. Okay, so let's get that attack from you. And so that's going to be another melody roll. Spectacular. All right. So that is a great +4. So that is a 6 attack from Nitro 9. Adding all of that up. Sweet. Great. So that is a calamity of attacks that come hailing down upon them. And so, and they launch, they have their own members of their band. And so they launch attacks at you all. And we are, so they're going to roll some dice too. And because Heidi will still be defending, even if you guys do crush them to the ground. Okay, still not great rolls. So they are going to be attacking you guys with, and they are, set up some of that stuff. Okay, great. So you guys have 25 points of attack. No, 26 points of attack heading at them. And they are coming at you guys with an attack too. So phrase 4, Heidi, tell us, how are you going to defend your band from the shrill, shrieking attack of the highway demons coming at you?
I guess I'd like to think that I start passing out earbuds. Like if I ever see like a child in the band, I'll hand the parents like, hey, protect your kid's hearing. So I pull out this bag of earbuds and I
Good.
around. Yeah.
Excellent. Just drown that out. Love it. So we are so good. And so you will be rolling in this case with, it sounds like resources to me. And where is your resources? I guess that's then, no, sorry, that's going to be again, yeah, that's going to be crafts in this case. So yeah, so roll crafts, and then are you doing any aspects or anything like that?
What are stunts again? Are those, you said they're like feats?
Yes, they are like feats.
So like, how does it add to the roll then?
So you have, so your stunts, you have, there you can push the little drop down arrow, and they have the descriptions of them. They're kind of long. They're copy and pasted from the book. But one thing is that you get, I think there's one thing that's going to be relevant.
Oh, maybe is it out of the spotlight?
Yes.
Advantages you create with crafts provide +3 when used by fellow band members. But it says as long as they're not performing, and I think everyone's performing.
Cool. As you are not performing yourself.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I'm not performing, so.
Yeah. So you are, you're out and about doing other things. So you are the subtle stagehand, and I like that. And so we will, let's say when you are evoking these aspects, you get to, oh, interesting. Cool. So out of the spotlight. Yeah, +3 instead of. Great. So let's do crafts. And then what aspects do you want to evoke to help you get these, do this well? Are you going to do what's your wear so that there's sweet earplugs that are readily available in this cyberpunk dystopian world?
Yeah, like they're super effective. Like if you want to, you can press a button and it just knocks out all sound. We'll say that. What's your
Excellent. Sweet. So they're going to be happy to get them because maybe they can use them later. Great, great. And then we've got cool. Anything else that you want to toss on there? You have some yourself. So let's pull up what's your stage manager. What are your own personal aspects? You've got a gear bag of tricks. How about that one?
That sounds good.
All right. Excellent. So you got a bag full of tricks, and in it, it contains sweet technology, including sweet ear canceling headphones. And so let's say that you get a total of +6 on top of that. And so we got an 11. Great, excellent. So you do some legendary defense for the team. People get their headphones in, their earplugs in, and you manage to block. They had 10 points of attack coming at you guys, and so you managed to defend all of that. And they are their defense roll as they try and defend against you. So they only, so they do not get to, so you obliterate, as you mentioned. The game plan was to potentially crush their car with this guitar solo from Nitro 9. So what are we seeing as you guys beat this opposing band? Is there a little cartoon rat racer getting crushed into the ground? Give me the visual on how you beat these guys.
I just hope I'm making some demons cry because they feel ragged.
Excellent. Those big bug-eyed, like the bloodshot bug eyes, they've got giant cartoon tears coming down.
Doors are falling off. Hood's gone over the head.
The whole thing just shakes and just starts to crumble in on itself.
Man, excellent. And then
Floorboard falls out.
What
now
falls
it's
out?
the floorboard falls out, and now it's like a Flintstones car.
Good. Wonderful, excellent. Yes, and they're trying to keep up with you by using their tiny feet, but the feet get stuck in the syrup and slip all over the place, and they end up skidding off and having to pull off to the side of the road. And maybe you guys whiz off. You don't even know what's going to happen to them or what. Maybe there's turns. It's Tokyo Drift, and so you got to cover a bunch of area. Excellent. And so that is a just like the basics of like doing a kind of a song conflict in Rockalypse is we kind of go through those 4 rounds or 4 chunks for each round, and then and it can get big and swingy. And so we started off on a fresh board, and so we had a lot of aspects to evoke, and you guys rolled well, and so that's exciting. And so you guys are making good way. You manage to so you find some sweet area. You manage to dodge whatever corporate police and things like that might be checking your registration, and your tags are up to date and on that. And so what kind of like awesome location amphitheater type thing are you guys gonna find? Is it like an old warehouse that's abandoned? Is it an old like water storage, water tank? What kind of dream performance location are you guys kind of finding?
Well, We could always go for the ruins of IHOP or TJ's Bagels.
Excellent. Yes, that's right. Because if you do an old restaurant, then you've got the kitchen in the back that you can work with.
Mhm.
The
It's-
roof,
if-
of, the
if
roof
it's-
of the IHOP.
I was gonna say if it's IHOP, spray paint it so it says I rock. And
Yep.
yeah.
Love it. Oh my god. Good. Yes, that's what you find is the ruins of an old IHOP. It's perfect. The structure, it's fixer-upper, but it's got a lot of good heart to it. And and yes, Heidi comes up and she changes it to I rock instead of IHOP. And that is just a little, you do the connection and International House of Rock. Awesome. All right. And so you guys pile out of the car. I'm gonna check out this cool abandoned IHOP, freshly branded as the iRock for the Everything Bagel Band. And so, but it's a dangerous cyberpunk dystopian world. You don't know what's inside that door. Could already have residents. It's a dense city. Who's going in first?
I think
I'm
CA said
definitely
he always
going
goes
in first. Come on.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Definitely go for-
Those
Why is
big
this a
leather
question?
boots.
Come on, guys.
Are you kicking open the door?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all
yeah.
the way. Both feet. Don't ask how that works.
just boom. Just like, he puts his pants on just like that. Kick open doors with 2 feet at a time, just like how I put my pants on. And so excellent. So the door opens up, and you see that there's the dusty smell of this place. It's musty, and it looks like it has been just straight up abandoned mid shift years ago. So there's still plates of food out, but the food, it looks like it has all decayed and gone away, maybe eaten by rats, probably, or tiny rat demons. But you see, this is the Neo Tokyo cyberpunk IHOP, and so there is and it's a rock and roll world. So yes, there is a unsettling Chuck E. Cheese style animatronic Japanese robot band off to the side that is all standing, in frozen in position like creepy statues. And yeah, but other than that, you guys can start ripping this place apart. Do you just mark it on the map and move on home, or do you explore the whole place first? Yeah.
I start playing the bass line of That Smell by Leonard Skinner.
Definitely get that smell. Yep. Excellent. And good. And so
I'm gonna take the guitarist robot from that band and put it in the passenger seat of the van.
Excellent. It's a wireless robot. It's not like plugged in like your normal thing, and so it's very heavy. But you awkwardly pick it up and move it into the seat of the van. Excellent. Great. Robot in van. Good. Thank you. So now we've got a partial band on stage.
Now we can always use the carpool lane.
Good, because they do check that. Okay, you can't cheat the carpool lane. Good. Excellent. When you after you go back inside, there is a knock on the door of the IHOP.
Open the door.
The robot guitarist is standing there, motionless, just like exactly how it was on the stage.
Stare at him and point back at the van.
Excellent, excellent. And
Yo, what the hell do you want? And smack it in the face.
You the robot, kind of, you hit it and it moves, but it stays where you hit it. And then you hear a voice from behind you that says, in a mechanical voice that says, we want to rock. And the singer from this, like a light comes on the singer of the animatronic band. She creepily kind of twitches her head at you guys, and she says, "This is our place. Leave now, and let us enjoy. You are not welcome. IHOP's only big enough for one band."
I'm sure Nine's just staring down the guitarist.
I'm
Good.
gonna go ahead and walk up to them and be like, robot, you look like you're used for a trend, and that means you've been banned from using this pen. Hope it's safe to assume you won't do this again. You set foot on my stage, you'll get ruined again.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna give you a fate point for that. That's for sure. Amazing. Yes, Mixed Master already coming in with the rhymes. I love it. Excellent. And so they with that, we are going to roll into another musical conflict with these guys, because they'll say, we are this is our IHOP, and if you want to you can't, as they said, it's not big enough for the two bands, so we'll play here until our bolts until every last bolt falls off of us. And so we have a animatronic Japanese robot / demonic Japanese robot band, and they are let's say we've got they're different giant kaiju themed ones, and so we've got Godzilla, we've got Mothra on the drums, and but they're all weird animatronics. So they are going to come inside, and the robot comes inside, the door is locked behind them, and the lights come on in this whole place. It's dusty, but that's how they like it. And so there are so they start strumming and they start playing, and there are, from the different vents and different like areas on like the in the kind of different, there's vent holes in the ceiling where you get like AC and stuff like that, and out of them they like pop open, and out come crawling like Jinro Ju-on style like fans that are like spooky ghosts and stuff like that, come crawling out, and they start like moaning and clapping, and they say, a challenge, a breakfast challenge. And so you guys are going to get attacked by this animatronic band unless you defend yourselves.
Speaking of defense, I will happily take defense when we're ready.
Good, good. Excellent. And so,
I'll defend this time too.
great, great. And so, who wants to create? Who wants to? We've got create advantages. We've got attack, and we've got defense.
I'll do the advantages.
Captain Awesome.
I think what I want to do falls under the category of defense, or is that too many people doing defense?
I can swap to attack if you want. I'm good with that.
Okay, because I think what I want to do is like more defensive
Okay.
or advantage. I'm not sure.
It could be advantage. How about doing advantage? What
Yeah,
do you think? What's your idea?
my idea is to like go up to the lead singer and say, so where is your stage manager? I have all the paperwork filled out to have this IHOP here today. I'm gonna pull out like fake paperwork
Ooh.
and use my no nonsense stage manager and just kind of berate him like your stage manager really should have been on top of this. We have had this date reserved for months. You know, just kind of really bureaucratically get at him.
Oh, that's great. Yes, yes. And because the demons invented paperwork, and so this is perfect for your no nonsense stage manager. The world runs by paperwork. The animatronic demonic because obviously these robots are possessed by demons, and so they still have to follow the letter of the law here, and so I like that a lot. And so you've got your forms, and you're arguing that they don't. So I like that, and I think that will be a advantage to this, and certainly that will help get the audience on your side, because that matters to them. So I think that to me sounds like creating an advantage. So let's do that. And so so that would be for you. You are the stage manager, and so you could do that with.
I was wondering if it would be deceive, because I honestly, we just went to this IROC for the first time today. Like this, I'm just lying. But
You are deceiving.
Are we jumping ahead? Is it defense first and then, so I should wait to roll?
No, create advantage comes first.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
So you're right on task. And so you can say that could be a deceive, or it could be a lore roll, because you're just like aware of what is going into this world and stuff like that. And so I think because this is so because the world is so like Vogan-esque, so bureaucratic, I would say you could either do a deceive roll or you could do a lore roll.
I'll do a lore roll.
Great. And you'll be doing a +4 on top of that. Great. So we got a +5. Excellent. And so that is a great check. And that is, we're going to be creating an advantage for you guys. And so what do we call this? Beneficial. You've got your paperwork in line. Breakfast paperwork. What do you think, Jordan?
It'll be called breakfast business.
Breakfast business.
Yeah.
Excellent. Got to get your breakfast business on. All right. So you guys you've got your forms laid out. The robots do not. And maybe they're playing off schedule or something like that. And so I like that. So that's that's an advantage that has been translated for you guys for this scene. So you've got your paperwork in line. And so you hear the moans, and there's some soggy clapping for having paperwork completed for this proper duel from the audience. And so they are into it. And so that's one advantage that's going on. What do we got? So we've got 2 doing defense, and who's doing attacks? What are you thinking, Jet?
I'll attack. Yeah.
You'll attack. Excellent. And so what about you, Nitro 9?
No, I was going to defend.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're defending. defend, and then Captain Awesome, what are you doing again?
Advantage.
Advantage. What kind of advantage are you going to make, Captain Awesome? Tell me.
I'm preparing for a fight, so I'm going to start the groove.
Start the groove. Yes. We are preparing for a fight. So, that's not who you are. And that is one of your stunts. Ooh, first advantage you create. Okay, so a free evoke. All right. So yeah, just on top of that, you get a nice +2. And so what are you tell us about this advantage that you're open things up.
I'm starting to lay down a nice bass beat.
Excellent. Excellent.
Waiting for my guitarist to join in, singer to join in, because we're getting ready for a fight.
Good. And so is this your advantage? Is this what kind of fun play on words are we doing with this fight song? First fight of the day, most important song of the day.
It's all about that bass.
Oh God, please no.
No. What are we?
I'll just stick with fight song.
Stick with fight song. Great. All right. Fight song, Breakfast of Champions. Bunch of people in the face. Come on now. So, all right. So we've got some advantages. Oh, yeah. So how are you? Let's do your advantages. So what are you going to use?
I think I can use impulsive because that was the aspect that I can use, right? And
Excellent.
then I will use
What's on the, maybe some stuff on the table? Let's see.
the table is obscured by icons, so I'm trying to move them around.
Can happen. Let's see what we got. So you've got your group trouble. So you are a rebellious breakfast band. So maybe that could be part of the fight song, is that you're rebels, you know how to walk the line, know how to get people going. You've got it's hell on earth, and so you are fighting is something you got to be doing all the time. You're used to that.
I'll go with the first one you mentioned.
All right. So, Rebel Breakfast fight songs are part of your repertoire. Great. So, let's do that roll for the bassist with rhythm. Great, because you got your bass line going. Oh, good roll. All right. Okay, so that is a serious fighting bass line. So you got a total of 11. So great. So your bass line, this bass line has some serious chops to it. So you succeed with part of this is also succeeding with style, and so you did really, really extra well. That's part of the basics. And so succeeding with style. So what is one of the extra bonuses that you get for, you've got this sick baseline set up, and then what other stylish thing do you get that goes on with this? Let's see. What could pump up this fight song? I mean, do extra speakers come out? Do you bring in your own fans?
A giant speaker pops out of the top of my bass guitar. It's built in.
Love it.
It's one of those like 5.1 surround sound sound bars.
Excellent, excellent. So you bring your own speakers. Love it. And so so that's great. So we've got the extra oomph from that. And so we have got a good amount of aspects on the board. And so let's roll into attacks. So who's doing attacks?
Jet.
Let's do it, Nitro.
No, Jet's doing.
I think it's just me.
Just you.
I switched to attacks as well. I'll do attacks too.
All
Okay.
right.
But you can go ahead, Jet.
All right, I'm gonna get into the baseline groove, and I'm gonna start off with some old school like fear punk rock, like let's have a war. I'm gonna scream it right in the other singer's face and try and melt it right off.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna use Hell on Earth and the bass line.
Sick. Excellent. So that is boss. Love that. And then let's have you attack with
Melody.
Great. So we got a 3 + 4. So that's a 7 attack from Jet in face melting. Let's start a war in the IHOP because you have come to Iraq. Excellent. All right, Mix Master.
A quick question here. Can I use multiple fate points for a single aspect, or is it one per?
Yeah, let's do multiple. Yeah, for sure. Multiple ones if you want to really throw them down.
All right. Well, I'm going to burn all 4 of mine on that Snarky Mix Master Endless Sample Library as I walk up to them, and I'm going to pull from Fight Song Baseline, Breakfast Business, and Everything Bagel. So we're going to have 7 fate points thrown into this. And I'm going to go up to them, and I'm basically going to throw down a simple line of, I've been hungry since we dealt with that Looney Tune Lexus. This is eat or get 8, and you looking like breakfast.
Yes. Yes. All right. Excellent. That's a hell of a crescendo.
And there goes my rhyme roll of 7.
All right. Really? Okay. So yeah, so you rolled naturally really well. And that's a low probability of rolling that. And then you add 14 points on top of that. And so this was a 21-point attack from that. And they are and that is on top of the 7-point attack from Jet. So that is spectacular. And then and so the the animatronic robots get assaulted in this case, and they are playing backwards back at you, and they are going to they call in, so they've got some home field advantage, and so they are they start they've got a light show going on. It is kind of very blinding. They've got like the laser light show comes on, the disco ball comes down from the ceiling. They are and so they are going to be, let's roll their attacks on you guys. And so where's my dice? There they are. Oh, ooh, that's not a good attack. Nor is that. Okay. And so they are coming back at you guys with their own IHOP themed music. It's actually it's not that common. You guys have a battle. You're everything bagel. You play everything, and rarely do you get challenged to a breakfast battle. And so, but yes, but you're prepared. And so we've got defends from stage manager and from Awesome. No. Awesome already made a thing. Nitro. Give us our defenses.
So Nitro's is going to stand there. Use the implacably expressionless,
Yes.
and just mime like he's yawning because he's got the mask on over his face.
Good.
Just cross his arms, unimpressed.
Unimpressed. Not even gonna play. I love it. Just stare down that lick.
They're not worthy of any of my guitars.
Oh man, that's awesome. Good. And so are you going to use some of these? What's going on this? Is it smash the state before it smashes you?
Actually, with the boredom aspect, I'm going to draw from We Invented Paperwork.
Oh, yes. Very smart. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. That's what that'll draw from.
Great. That's plenty. And so for you, you're going to be just staring them down. And so maybe that's a physique.
That's what I was thinking, just because it's all about the physical presence.
Perfect. Very smart. Okay, so we got a roll of 1 on that, plus 5, plus 4. So that is a total of 5 defense from Nitro. Not just so disrespectful. Not even picking up the pick. Not even unslinging. Excellent. And so Heidi, we have got a room full of Japanese style ghouls that are crawling around and cheering on the home the IHOP band. We have got the laser light show that is messing with you guys, and so how are you going to defend against this? We've got Nitro staring them down.
The light show is what they've done to mess with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to use my aspects gear bag of tricks and see if I can shut down their light show.
I like that. Yes. Pulling out the wire cutters, maybe. Mm-hmm. Good. So let's do that. We are going to be sabotaging them. So that to me feels like a stealth roll. And so let's do that. And you are going to be going after their laser light show. And what else are you going to be adding to this? What's your wear? Maybe you know how to deal with sabotaging hardware.
Yes, I was going to pick that one. So what's your wear?
Great. Yep, you're used to crawling around power lines and clicking, being sure to sniff the right wire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just checking my my stunts real quick.
Yeah. Subtle stagehand, I think, will apply.
Yeah, I think that it says it. Oh, yeah. Once per song, you may roll a stealth to remove a consequence from a band member.
So, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So that works.
All right. Yep. So I'll do that, and then they need to roll. You said stealth.
Stealth. Good, good. All right. So we've got a 4 plus that. So that's a 6. So we've got 11 points of total defense, blocking out the tinny animatronic. Oh, I could have brought in a Vocaloid. That would have been bad. And then 28 points of attack coming across at them. And that is great. And so we've got some face melting rips going on, and you are literally seeing their plastic melting off, revealing, shifting from the kind of very uncanny valley robot animatronic things that they had before, and now they are the horrible skeletal Terminator looking things that are just all teeth and gears and looking horrible. And so they are attacking you guys. I rolled their attacks already. And so they come at you guys with 16 points of damage. You block 11 points of it. And so 5 points comes through, and you guys take damage. On your character sheets, we have either mental or physical damage. And so we are, and I think I'm kind of, let's say they are specifically attacking. They go back at Nitro, who was, not my Nitro, who was face melting. Who was the face melter? Jet was the face melter. All right. So you are going to get hit with some points of damage on you. And then they are also going to throw some damage on Heidi, because let's say they catch you sneaking around back there, clipping their wires. They don't like that. And then so we'll just do 2 points on Heidi, on Jet, and then 2 points on Kazoo, because your lyrics were just so friggin' harsh that they have to throw some points on you guys. And you can either take that as mental or physical damage, but don't worry about that too much right now, because you've got like 5 or 6 hit points each. And we are getting close to the end of the session, since we started a little bit early. And I know we reserve the kind of the end for questions and stuff like that, right? Cool. Sounds good. Excellent. And so let's do one more round of attacks and defends and stuff like that, and then we can wrap this up. And
awesome.
So
I'd like to actually use opening act to create an advantage before the next phrase of the song.
Good. Thank you.
So in addition to me basically blowing their circuits with my, lyrical acrobatics, I'm going to do a mic drop that's going to leave a feedback that's going to distort their ability to, sync up.
Oh, I love that. It's considered separate for the song, for the purpose of this. So that is perfect. So you just got to sneak this right in. All right. So tell me, what are you going to be using? What skill are you using for this?
Well, I'll be using the stunt for opening act. And then for this, I'm going to use deceive, actually, if you're okay with it, because I just went over there and talked on the breakfast, but I'm going to turn around and toss a mic over my shoulder.
Amazing. Excellent. And so that is really good. Yes, because you guys burned a bunch of points. You dealt a ton of damage to them last round. But as you can see, the board is looking a little empty. And so that's why, that's the kind of give and take of the system, is where you then start building up your advantages again.
Can I do create advantage and attack?
You can only do one.
Okay. Because I was looking at take a solo, and it says you may make a single create advantage roll, but I do want to attack.
Let's see. solo. Once per song, you may make a single. Oh, okay. Add one free evoke. Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah, so that basically you get to you're going to insert, so that allows you to do both a attack and a create an advantage. So that's sweet. Good point. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Reading that character sheet. So you, so Kazu creates an advantage first. And so let's do that. And then you will, Nitro 9 will do your advantage too. And so let's do deceive, mic drop. What are you adding to this? What are you evoking?
Short attention span.
Ooh, I like that. Good, good. All right. What else are we throwing on here?
That's it for now.
That's it for now.
Actually, I'm going to take a hit to gain back some fate, if you're okay with it, with Know My Way Around the Block. This actually isn't my first time here. I'm going to do the cool mic thing, throw over my shoulder, and I'd like to walk into a standing support pole and then have to make up for it and then walk around.
Ooh, walk into a standing what?
Support pole, you know, things holding up this ramshackle building.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, I like that. Yes. So you are, so yes, so now the you accidentally bust one of the support beams for the building. And so the building now is, it was both metaphorically rocking, but now it is very visibly rocking as you guys are playing. And maybe the your rocking might bring down your sweet IHOP, your iRock, before you even really get to use it. So I like that a lot. And excellent. And so that's cool.
And then I'll toss in my deceive roll.
Great, great. So that's a +6. Lovely. And so we create this advantage of the mic drop. Back. You want to call it something other than mic drop, or?
How about static feedback?
Ooh. Love it. Static feedback. Awesome. So let's do some free evokes on that because it was a +6. So now this is going on and really, but you guys are the Everything Bagel. You guys can probably work with this static feedback. Little noise, never scared y'all. And so, all right. So the next Nitro, what advantage are you going to be making?
Yeah, I'm going to be giving invocations back. So I'm going to step up right onto their stage.
Awesome.
I'm going to reach down to my belt buckle, which is the knob from an amp, and I'm going to turn it up to 11.
Good, good. Yup. We're going to give you a free evoke just for that. Love it.
So I'd like to add to What's Your Wear.
Great.
And to the fight song bass line.
Okay. Great.
And just because we're Everything Bagel.
You are Everything Bagel. All right. And so if this works out, we're going to restock What's Your Wear and restock fight song bass line.
Yes.
I like it.
And restock Everything Bagel because just this is us.
Great. That's you guys. Love it. Okay, cool. All right. Well, then give us a roll for that.
Physique again. It's a big physical show.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so we got a 2, we got a 6. All right. Yep, that sounds good to me. And so let's restock those with at least one. What's Your Wear? Fight song bass line. Great. So you did the thing and you generated basically a couple of fate points for the team with this behavior. All right. Anyone else creating advantages in this refrain? We've got Captain Awesome, Heidi.
Possibly. Again, I'm not quite sure where this falls under. I want to start like streaming this battle of the bands and like tagging our band and like dropping the location and like come see this battle of the bands and kind of promotionally get fans here to.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a Cyberpunk 2020 or Cyberpunk 3020 or whatever. And so yeah, no, you post that stuff and you have been hustling on the social media. And so your fans are rabid to come see what's been going on with Everything Bagels. It's time for breakfast every time. And so yeah, so you I'm gonna say you as soon as you post that, people are gonna start peeling off the highway. They're gonna start coming your way, and it's gonna be a really cool advantage for you guys. So I think that is a good thing. So let's do that, and let's do that with we should definitely do the hustling all the time aspect that you created for yourself.
Yeah, I'm thinking Everything Bagel.
Yep.
Maybe even fight song baseline, like hashtag fight song is what I put
Yeah.
on social media.
Love it.
And then I can use one of my fates too, I think.
Yep. Great. So that'll be a total of +6 on top of what you got. And this sounds to me like a craft roll, because you had to deal with social media. You have to craft the right post.
And then would that also, could I also use the stunt out of the spotlight?
Ooh. Okay,
that?
so you're going to pull off to the side, and this is going to be, so you're not contributing the song to this round, and you are just calling in the backup.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so we got a total of +6. On top of that, we've got a +6, so we've got a 12. So you are succeeding with style. And what kind of, so we got our aspects. So is the breakfast crew arriving? What are your fans called?
My first thought was the bagel heads, but that's silly. If anyone has a thought for what our fans are, shout it out.
Bagel bites.
Bagel bites. I love, and bites is spelled BYTES, of course.
Oh, that's perfect. I was going to suggest the creeps.
I was going to say combo platter.
I like bites a lot. That one's really clever.
Oh my God. Do you guys, you cover the Radiohead song Creep, and it's just crepe. It's good. Excellent. So the bagel bites are rolling in, and they've got, they are coming through the door. They outnumber the creepy ring spirits and stuff like that are moaning and supporting the animatronic monsters. And so we've got that advantage. So we've got 3 advantages on the table from what you guys have done. And we've got Nitro9 attacking, and then we've got Jet and Captain Awesome. Oh yeah, and Kazoo, what do you can still go because your creative advantage was a free advantage.
Yep, I'm gonna actually focus on defense and let everyone else do as they will. I've actually got a good I can combine my wordsmith and slam master to give me a +3, and then to ramp up my defense and use rhyme instead.
Oh, nice. Right. So what about you, Captain Awesome? You attacking? You defending?
Trying to figure out how overpowering base functions, because I'd like to lay down a nice baseline to attack.
Yes, let me pull up overpowering base. It is a long one. Okay. 3 evokes from any number of opposing aspects. Okay, yeah, those are things that I should have been doing. Was I can put down enemy aspects, but that takes longer on roll 20. So I've just been doing notes on my end. And so, okay, cool. Yes, excellent. So you will be able to target their aspects, and you can attack with rhythm, which is not the normal way to attack. So I like that a lot.
Yep.
Get it. So then let's move on to the attacks then. Because Jet, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be attacking or defending?
I'm attacking, but I'm gonna wait for Captain Awesome to go.
Excellent, great. And so we've got, all right then. So Captain Awesome's going to be attacking, and Nitro 9 are going to be attacking, and then Jet, she will be bringing it in at the end. So what comes in first, guitar or bass?
I'll let the bass go first.
Bass. Come on now.
Of course. You never know what's coming from everything bagel, all right? You got to ask. Muted?
I'm using my impulsive aspect
Excellent.
along with the overpowering bass stunt.
Great. And so what's going to be boosting this? We've got bagel bites.
I'm going to pull from static feedback.
Perfect. You're going to be bending this feedback to go with your baseline.
That's right.
It's a disadvantage for them. It's an advantage for you. Great.
Then
What
I think
else?
I target their aspects, don't I?
Yes, you do. You do. And so that's going to be, we've got their disco ball, we've got their laser light show, and we've got their fans. So are you going to go for their are you going to go for their props, their decorations, or their ghoulish support?
Definitely the support.
The support. Excellent. Good. Are you going to be driving them away? Are you going to be obliterating them? Are you exercising these things?
Definitely going to try to exercise them if they won't convert to our fans.
Ah. Ooh, yes, there will
Become bagel bites or die.
Become bagel bites or be driven back to where you came. Amazing. Great. So that is going to be coming from Captain Awesome. Give us a rhythm roll. Great. We got a +5. Awesome. And so that is with your +4. We've got a 9-point attack coming from Captain Awesome. Awesome. And that is going to strip away some of their points. And so, yes, so you see the ghouls are driven back. Some of them scurry up. They don't run away. Some of them are converted. And so that is going to mean, let's say you take some points and add it to Bagel Bites gets more power. So let's do that. And then you are, so in addition to your 9 points of damage, you're going to be stealing some points from them. And like that. And so let's throw, one more on Rebel Breakfast. Because you guys are getting rowdy. So, because join the rebellion. Excellent. So Nitro, you coming in now?
Yep.
Excellent.
So,
tell us about your attack.
I'm going to draw from What's Your Wares to use some of the sweet cyberware I've got to actually make the noises of the air guitar I'm going to play. Because they're still not worthy of one of my axes.
Oh my God, that's so good.
I'm going to draw from the fight song bass line.
Excellent.
I'm going to draw some static feedback.
Good, you better.
And I'm going to get the bagel bites rolling.
Oh yeah. Are they chanting?
Oh yeah. And I'm also going to use the counterpoint stunt, which allows me to use harmony, as long as somebody has attacked with using melody during this song. And Jet did. So I'm going to use harmony for all of this.
Great. Okay. So we got 3 + 8, so an 11-point attack coming in.
That'd be 12 plus 12. 3, 15 because of Jordan's stunt.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me on that. 15 points. Spectacular. Okay. All right. So that's teamwork. Great. And so then we've got Jet coming in to finish up the attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it into like a fight song. Our fans like all down with the demons kind of. And I'm gonna draw obviously from our bagel bites. And I think I can also draw from let me look at our screen here, from Smash the State before it smashes you.
Right.
And I think Rebel Breakfast I think I can use too.
Good.
And then I'm gonna use my stunt of throw the hook because people use those already.
Yes. Good.
Yeah. And just get the crowd like chanting with me at these guys, giving them the mic and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, the fans love that. I mean, they know all of your songs.
Of course, especially this one. All right. I'm gonna roll melody here.
Regular.
And go.
Great. And so that is
Ooh,
7. Hell of a roll. Great. And then and so 7 plus another 9. Thank you. And so that is a 16-point attack. Great. So we have got a total of 40 points. Dang, coming at them. Okay. And so yeah, with this, the layering, you've been sabotaging them, you've been building stuff up, and then we come in with this big screaming, chanting fight song where the whole audience is on their feet and stomping, and then we've got defenders at the end as the Japanese animatronic robots are playing till their bolts fall out, and the last little fibers, you can see them they're starting to electrocute. So yeah, what are you guys? Tell me the defenses on this.
Sure thing. So my defense is I'm going to use Wordsmith so that this way, any of the aspects I pull give me a +3 instead of a +2. And Slam Master lets me use rhyme for defense. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the mic I dropped and go, yeah, you ain't so great as an android or a robot, and you better believe that you never had a shot. So get out of our eye rock. You ain't waiting this table. You just got served by everything bagel.
Yes.
And for that, I'm going to pull 1 from Bagel Bites, Everything Bagel, and Breakfast Business for my 3 to add to that 4. So that'd be 9 + 4.
Oh my God. So good. Okay. And then we got so that's 9, another, so 13 points of defense. Fantastic. All right. And then Heidi coming in at the end. Oh no, you already did something, right? And so that was great. And so that was the defense. Okay, great. So we got 40 points of attack coming at them, and you've got 13 points of defense defending yourselves. And so they are going to be cashing out all of whatever aspects they had left, which was not much. And okay. So yes, so we do some points, we do some math on my side. And so yes, so we're gonna get 2 points of damage on y'all's side. And so that is gonna come through, and we're gonna hit Jet. Because who hasn't been hit yet? I don't think you've been hit yet. No, Captain Awesome. All right. So you are gonna get assaulted. And you're the one who takes the hit on this line. So what does it look like when you get hit? You're playing the bass, and how do these animatronic people hurt you? Yeah, let's say that they
got nothing.
You got nothing? That's totally fine. And so let's say the we'll do 2 points of mental stress on you, as you can see the demonic visages beneath them as in the final moments, because you guys are crushing them with this final attack, the big calamity. And so what is your victory look like? Do the bagel bites, stomp all over them? Do you guys reduce them to ashes? Are you converting them to your side to forever work for the bagel bites?
We're turning them into typewriters for all the paperwork.
Typewriters for the paperwork.
Except for the guitarist.
Oh, you're keeping the guitarist, or you're
Oh, yeah,
destroying
he's going in the van.
Oh, he's going in the van for the HOV lane. Wonderful. So you turn them into typewriters, except for the guitarist, who is forever now a feature of the McBand van. And you guys get your sweet concert space. And now, since you've defended it and you've fought the owners for it, you know all the ins and out of it. You know where Heidi learned where the power systems are, learned where the cats are that live there, and then learned where how to do this space. So yeah, so that is Rockalypse, and that is kind of a pretty streamlined version of Fate. You guys can get more into it on future stuff, where there's I kind of like it to keep it fairly light, where you can do more aspects for the opponents and stuff like that, and you can get into the rules a little bit more if you want to. But for me, I like to keep it light and fun, and I think that that way it's also very malleable, and so you can kind of see what your audience is into, what your players are into, and then try to coax them out. And maybe it's just the best meal of the day is what you need to get them going. So yeah, so that's Fate. So thank you so much for this time. Do we want to do questions or things like that? Or yeah, what do we do now?
Yeah, here's a question for you. I appreciate you running that. You did a great job keeping up with the hijinks of the group. When you're setting some up for Fate and you're trying to encourage them to understand how dice work and how everything works, does it make sense to pre-make a whole bunch of these aspects for your proposed villains ahead of time? What's like some good prep work as the game master you can do to just general things that are easy to pull out of your toolkit?
That's a really good idea. Yes, DM prep. And so I think that's something that's a really good idea, because you can then one way you can juice this up a little bit more is to have have more pre-made aspects on the board. I think that would be kind of seeing this in light with you guys. I think that would be a fun thing to have some of those pre-made aspects so that you could throw them onto the board, especially playing online. Things are a little bit faster, and so you don't have as much time to kind of stew and type as you would on a GM, and so like in person. And so I think that's a really good idea, is to have kind of a clear idea, because to me, basically, I kind of set this up where it was like, we'll do a little demo song. I'll think of you guys, we'll open it up to see what you guys want to do to support your band. Sometimes people want to go get new band members. Sometimes they want new gear. I love this idea of a cool practice space. And so that was fun. And just kind of leave blanks. And so I think you could really have like a clear idea of what you want that kind of initial small interaction to be, and then build up to something bigger. And that way, today I was intrigued to see what we could coax out of you guys. So I left it pretty open-ended for myself, but I think that's something that you could do to have it really tight, where you have a very clear idea. And even if you wanted to, you could pitch this, pitch the what apocalypse idea do you guys want ahead of time. But if you've got the people there, I'd like to kind of see, it's like, are you guys into Mad Max? Are you into Waterworld? I like to feel them out a little bit. And so I think you could play with that balance of having pre-made stuff, but also trying to coax out what the players want.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Good. Happy to. I'm a fan of the having a plan but leaving blanks. Yeah, any other thoughts?
I really liked how we created a very cohesive, put together story based off randomly picking things. I thought that was really cool. I love the aspects and the names that were come up with the story as it grew. I really appreciate learning this new system, so thank you.
Yay. Yeah, thank you. You guys did great. And it's also as fun because you can throw this on your players and to be like, oh, what's the name of your aspect? And like you can have them come up with their stuff, and that's another way to kind of pull stuff out, and you play with silly puns and you play with other things, and it keeps it light. And that way, I think that's a good way to get player buy-in and player investment in the story. And then it also takes weight off of the dungeon master, where I can have you guys come up with awesome things, and that does a lot of the work for me.
I love how it kind of utilizes the rule of cool and yes and. It's like, it's just like, don't, we just went with yes and moving forward and just making it cooler and cooler.
Yes, yeah. Fate lets you, with these aspects, when you start throwing them down, it builds up this layered idea, and you can start connecting dots. And you're like, oh, look, we got a picture. It's great. And that's why I really like having the written cards or the digital equivalent of them right on the table, so you can kind of see this stuff as players. You guys did an awesome job with that. I really had a great time with everything Bagel Band.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. Thanks for running it. I've never played it before. It's a really cool system.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it. It's one of my go-tos that I pull out because you can mix and match the different apocalypses, and so it's new and fresh every single time. And it's something that I never get bored of running as a dungeon master, and that can help too because you guys are all learning how to be dungeon masters, and so it's good for you to be, when you're fresh and when you're excited, when you're invested. It's I think that's one thing that helps me too, because I'm always up for running Rockalypse because it's a good time.